Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
It's 3 a.m. and the sirens are going off. Another rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. A 100 boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got are these letters from home. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Well, most of us, we made it home, but we never came back. When we close our eyes at night, we hear a rocket attack. I've tried to talk and tell you about it, but it ain't the same. All these thoughts that run through my head, well, they can't be tamed. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here. We ain't far from Kandahar. In Kandahar.
somebody who's never been around.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar. A straight-up omelet bar. What the moments? That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, you said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
My lord, my lord, my lord. You ain't lying. God. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. Man,
which is super sanitized.
Yeah,
We're maintaining social distancing.
The Quarantine Center of Excellence. We are the pioneers of social distancing and teleworking on this 30 March 2020. Man, it is incredible.
The longest year of our lives.
You ain't, bro. Oh my God, you ain't lying.
The longest year. I thought January was was 2020 in itself.
And
then February was just like do. We went through February. Like, okay, we're good to go. And then March was like, no.
I will never ever talk shit about teachers, childcare providers, medical. I mean, well, maybe Army doctors, maybe because I have some personal beef with some of the Army. But God, oh my God, dude, this has been the most incredible freaking. Alrighty then. Like, it's, if there's not ever a time where you feel like there needs to be some meditation happening, is right now. Hey, what's up, guys? It is one of the most from the Cocoon, right? Oh my Lord.
Tyler, Nathan, Ross, Doc.
Yeah, I always.
You guys are doing social distancing.
I hope all of you guys and gals are doing social distancing in the WTF Nation. We were talking about the spikes and all the ups and downs of all of a sudden how it became the COVID virus pandemic, to where the panic, to where it's not panicking, to where people are ignoring. Or people are just talking shit, saying no, it's not going to be done. It's a hoax. It's not a hoax. I'm kind of upset due to the fact that that everyone is dissing on medical professionals when they shouldn't be. Again, I keep saying this again. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not a hematologist. I'm not an oncologist. So anything that has to do with viral type of treatments and stuff, and they have, I don't know, a wall.
I did CLS one time.
Yeah, and TCCC, and a wall full of fucking degrees and things like, and they're they have been lauded by their community. I'm kind of gonna listen to them. I'm not gonna listen to the other ones that are talking out of their ass and complaining about what's happening with this, and it's a lie, and that needs to be done. Now, look, you guys and gals of the WTF Nation are out there. You guys are the eyes and ears of U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Not one time at all have we ever doubted you guys and gals when it came to information being provided to us. However, there is the social exact. There's somebody's just social distancing on YouTube. Hey, how you doing on YouTube? And Mixer too.
Social distancing YouTube.
When you see, I don't know, here's just me. If I see, I don't know, file video of from overseas, and there's like bodies everywhere, and there's people saying you need to do this, you need to take this seriously. Okay, yeah, cool. But when you start seeing it here, and then you start seeing everyone being so openly blatant, like for instance, let's talk about, I don't know, Florida.
Do we have to? Florida's such a desolate place.
Well, here's the thing. There is a pastor that had a warrant out for his arrest, and I think turned himself in already.
Yes, he did turn himself in.
He did. Okay, for holding a mass during the COVID crisis. It was an issue. It was a warrant issued by the Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronisher. Now, look. If everyone,
it's all Carol Baskin's fault.
It's all, you think so? No. Well, my thing is this: it's that if you have a stay-at-home order, and you're not supposed to be anywhere, and you're supposed to kind of like chill out and not do, I don't know, PT and keep the six, all that stuff. See, there you go, Doc. You know what? I'm so glad that tramples over the First Amendment and freedom of speech, freedom of assembly much, bro. Oh. Thank you, Doc. I would like to get into a heated discussion with you today, but however, I'm already in a bad mood. Let me tell you why. And I'm not going to attack. I'm not going to attack you, Doc, on this. I'm just you bring up a good point. There is a argument and counter argument when it comes to this type of assembly. Now, look, there is like the greater good type of thing, and then there is you as an influencer that is like, I don't want to say it's like Jamestown level. It's almost to the point where you have had, yeah, exactly, 2 times. Yeah, he deals with them 3-4 times a day. Exactly, Adam. We'll get to that in a minute. Let me tell you what the whole skit of the story is that an arrest warrant for a Tampa Bay pastor, Rodney Howard Brown, was issued today. And the pastor was taken into custody after the sheriff said the church violated a county-wide stay-at-home order, safer-at-home order. So Hillsborough County Sheriff, Chad Cronister said that, hey, it violated the church, violated the county's order, and related to large gatherings and social distancing amidst the coronavirus pandemic, of course. A live stream from the church showed the building packed with people, right?
Because that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. So when the sheriff saw the fucking images of people, and he was like, what the hell? He's like, I just literally told you guys to stay home. The reason why we have everybody to stay home is for a reason to stay home. You're
already in Florida. That's a fucking weird, dangerous place already.
Exactly.
Carol Baskins is there. You have to be careful.
So
Joe Exotic would tell you.
So there's individuals that Dr. Rodney Howard. There was a tip that what he said that was refused a request to temporarily stop the holding of the large gatherings at his church, and instead he was encouraged a large congregation to meet at church. Now, hours later, the sheriff with the Hillsborough County State Attorney filed charges against him for a reckless disregard of public safety. Now, let me continue this before. 3 Cletus had to have been. I don't think it was involved because usually people who drink 3 Cletuses, parishioners of the religion of the WTF Nation that drinks 3 Cletus, we have common sense. Cronister said that Howard Brown refused requests to stop gatherings at the church and even encouraged people to meet at the church. Cronister said that the pastor put hundreds of people in his congregation at risk and turned thousands of Tampa Bay residents in danger, let alone that they were trying to keep everybody together from all the spring break drama that was happening. Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
Yeah, and so Jesus won't let you get sick. Exactly. Praise Jesus. Hillsborough County issued a safer-at-home order that was effective March 27th. And under the order, the businesses were considered essential. They must operate, to the CDC's social distancing guidelines, blah, 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 right? That's the feds, right? The feds. CDC, feds, last time I checked. Keeping employees and customers 6 feet away from each other, of course, and they must shut down. So I'm going to quote the sheriff here, and he said, the safety and the well-being of our community must always come first. The church response was to describe itself as an essential service, even though houses of worship have been not given that designation. So if they've not been given that designation, strike one. The church said it's important to give people who need prayer a place for healing and comfort. Not like you have FaceTime. In a statement that the church made earlier this morning on Facebook, I got people attacking me already because I was like, hey, what about that? Who cares this? You don't believe in God and the First Amendment, and you're stupid. You don't believe in freedom of speech and assembly and no, I don't. Actually,
freedom of not dying because I'm stupid.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that the sheriff's office said, that if you go out of your way to premeditate an event after you've been given a stay-at-home order, the church openly said we have bus service. You want to go to church? Come on, praise Jesus. We're going to have some church service. We're going to give you a bus. I don't know how if it's that they talk, but I would assume that's what's going on. Everyone's going to get mad at me because I'm like...
Yeah, if you had a mullet, I think you'd sound more like you're from Florida.
Oh, well, I don't know. The way the barbershop's been closed. I hate when what was that? Tina said, I hate when people like give Christians a bad name. God gave us brains. Well, I will not get into the subjectiveness and of the theory of practicing of any type of religion, because to your own deity that you choose to believe in, that's who you choose to believe in.
You do you, boo.
Yeah. So according to the sheriff's office, the guy was been booked. He got arrested. Now think about this. They were going to. Now this is Florida. All right. This is Florida. Already a right to carry. They carry guns like a motherfucker. So could you imagine what would happen if all of a sudden the SWAT team was about to walk in there and walk into a church wrecking guns and shit? So the sheriff
attacked by tigers. And
shit. Well, no, I think it's like Oklahoma. That's an Okie thing, not a Florida thing.
Jaguars.
Yeah, Jaguars. You shut up, Ice. You're talking shit about Floridians. And so so basically they were targeting churches and worship ceremonies were singled out. It would be a totally different situation, but I think it's fair to say that's what's happening here. That's what they're saying. They're saying you're attacking all this stuff right here, and you're attacking and all that. There's a lot of churches that already make millions of dollars. They do. They make millions of dollars just being televangelists, just talking about Jesus and praising the Lord. I'm gonna get hate mail and hate tweets and all this stuff because I forgot we're on Twitter too. So people are gonna be like, "Oh, ISIS talking good about
Twitter." Yeah.
So the people are gonna hate on us because look, this is the stupidity thing. And so what happens is that what I don't like to see is when people get butthurt for their own agenda because they're fucking platform riders. I'm gonna tell you, I don't care if you're a religious leader, I don't care if you're a big time social media influencer. There's not things in the world that you actually have. See, look, the same individuals that say the church has nothing against this and the church they have every right to, but are the same people that will turn around and say that the president has blood on his hands for this pandemic. Are the same people that will say it's your fault for doing this. Are you responsible? Well, think about what your role is. Right? People look at what? People look at their religious leaders. Some people look at law enforcement or their civic leaders as members of leadership, and they'll listen to them, right? Don't you? I mean, you're kind of like, well, yeah. The sheriff fucking said we got to do it. He's the sheriff. Can't really do much about it. It's not up to you to make the call because you perceived to have a higher calling of. Notice how I'm being delicate in my words here. But you don't have the right. Once that happens, and that happens, there's no such thing as this at this point. This is where you start speaking like Spock, and this is the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. You don't sit there and say, well, this is about First Amendment rights, and it's time to start the boogaloo. And are you nuts? You are literally risking lives. You are literally,
and we know the boogaloo. Yeah. we know them.
We had the boogaloo.
Even they're like, nah.
We even had the boogaloo. Yeah, the members of the boog line movement here to talk about it, and it's actually that's nothing to do with any of that stuff.
I've been drinking since I got out.
No, it's just funny as hell because everyone starts talking about how it's a religious stuff and all this shit. But at this point, everyone's talking about no one is trying to be tyrannical. Electric Boogaloo. No one's trying to be tyrannical. No one's trying to oppress nothing. I guarantee it. If this has been a zombie apocalypse going on right now, I guarantee it. You'd be definitely listening to the fucking stay-at-home order. But because
no, they wouldn't. No, we really need to go to the Best Buy because we need to get that new TV to watch all the zombies eat everybody.
Well, everyone talks about how there's a lack of responsibility within the government and how everything's. Well, what about the lack of responsibility and held accountability to individuals that are of big influence? Now, look.
And you're fucking right. People are like, well, I wish the government would lay off this. I wish the government would do that. I wish the government would just let people be people. But people are fucking stupid. Because so my family has a very big, I'm the only one who goes out. My wife hates it, but, I want to make sure that if I felt like I came into contact with somebody funky, for the few times I've had to go get food and at a grocery store, not just like fast food or whatnot, we limit the contact. I've seen families full, 3 kids running around and wife and husband all at Costco. I don't understand why. I leave my family at home because one person, it's easy for me to dodge everybody, opposed to my knucklehead kid that wants to touch and lick everything. And their dumbass kids are running into everybody. But hey, that makes sense. See, the problem is everyone wants the government to lay off, but when the government's like, hey, look, we just want you. Look, this is spreading around. It'll go away quicker if everyone kind of just chills back. No one's saying you can't leave your front door or you must like give up your firstborn child or anything like that. They're saying just calm the fuck down, binge watch like you want to without being guilted, and just kind of just chill. Like go out like sparingly. People are like, I must go out now. I must go run. I must go to the park that I've never gone to before. But now the government's telling me I can't go. Well, now I have to go. No, I have to go to that concert now. I have to go to that bar. I have to go do this. Even though before you were just a lazy body who just wanted to stay at home. Fuck that shit.
I am so glad.
You wonder why the government like Maryland and Virginia just declared like stay-at-home orders. Like I was at the store today, and there was a from the sheriff's office in the county was like they had a couple deputy out there going, hey, just everyone knows this just went into effect today, so make sure you wrap up your stuff because you're not going to be able to really get to come out to come out unless you're doing X, Y, and Z. Which I was like, hey. Appreciate I knew the order. I was kind of, I was just like, let me get this real quick. But I was like, hey, I appreciate you letting people know. And there wasn't being tyrannical, like, you at gunpoint, put it down, get in your car. They were like, hey, look, like, this is happening. This just started today. But they're going to fine people like $2,500 and up to a year in jail if you're like I'm assuming if you're a repeat offender or something. But you know what? If people would have just done the social distancing thing and just kind of cooled it for a month, maybe wouldn't be in here. I mean, it's harder for like places like New York City where everything's so tight and like they're it's so hard to get to anything. But like places that are like out, just calm down. But they can't. But we all want to complain that the government's taking our First Amendment rights and this amendment rights and that amendment right. Shut up. If you would just did the responsible thing and social distancing, you would have I'll speak as an ordained pastor.
Oh, praise! Praise! Look, it's a praise of flash.
As ordained pastor, and I'll speak as someone who does go to church. My church hasn't met in congregation for over the past like 5 weeks because they've already started doing the whole like they started offering like the Facebook Live, and they've been doing it so much better. Actually, the production value's gone up over the last like 2 weeks, but they've been doing that, which has been great. Me and my wife making breakfast here in the Good Word, which I do love and appreciate, without actually having to go because no one's telling us, hey, don't listen to what the government's saying so you don't die because people are dropping like flies. I mean, what I have the numbers right here. Let's see.
Send it.
We have like in the U.S. we have 160,000 confirmed and over almost 3,000 deaths, and they're going up. In Virginia, the numbers have been shooting up to almost 1,000. New York City and frickin' has like 5,000 or 6,000 themselves. I mean, it's only going to go up. We're only in the uptick of this damn curve. But then people don't want to do the little things to not get exposed and to pass it on to somebody. Hell, a neurosurgeon who separated fucking conjoined twins just died. I saw on Twitter somebody's their kid's first grade teacher died of COVID. It's not a discriminative killer. It'll kill everybody if it gets you. Why risk it? It's not the government's. You're not allowed to assemble because
I am so glad. I am so glad you said that because this goes right in here. Let me show you a picture right now that I've been every time someone says what's going on with the government. I think the government's does this. Now this right here is part of the Nashville club scene. Is what I'm showing you. And this is when everyone's being told it's a good idea not to have social distancing. It's a good idea not to do this. And Nashville just had a tornado happen. And the next thing you know, everyone was being told and not to congregate, make sure you have social distancing, not to crowd together. But what happened? Nashville strong, and they had concerts and all this stuff. And look, if you look at this,
everyone wants to do the something strong.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're resilient. We're not gonna take no shit. And you realize right now wasn't there just a famous Nashville singer who died in Nashville. Now, if you want to talk about blame, you want to talk about that? Are those
Bill Diddley or something.
Yeah, exactly. Are there individuals right now?
Like that.
Yeah,
I feel bad for that.
yeah. Well, I'm a bad host. I have no idea. I mean, that's more of an entertainment thing.
I know who it is. I just like now I'm just like I'm spacing on the name. Yeah, just but look at the crowd. That's not 6 feet. I guarantee somebody. It doesn't take much to be exposed. Hell, they did studies where on cardboard the virus lasts for 24 hours. On metal, it lasts for 12 hours. You don't even, you could have been, oh, let me go to the store, let me go to this thing, and there's no one around. Like, oh, I'm safe. You touch one thing, touch your face. All of a sudden, you got the virus because your dumbass can sit at home. And, I get it. You want to do the Nashville strong and Tennessee strong and everything like that. I know tornadoes are rough, and one came through and whooped the hell out of Tennessee, and I feel for them. But this is kind of bullshit that gets people, a shit ton of people sick. Watch Outbreak. Watch any movie about these pandemics and see how quickly it turns from one problem to everyone's problem.
Right.
And it only stupid shit like this.
My biggest thing is that when he died, his name was Joe Diffie, died Sunday of complications from the coronavirus. Who lived in Nashville, right?
Thank you, Michael.
And yeah, let me drop that link to you. So the thing is that everyone was talking shit. This is Nashville strong. Hey, I'm sorry, Nashville. I'm going to beat you up for a little bit. Nashville strong, and this is the way it's supposed to be. And we're not, we live through anything. Blah 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 blah. Everyone's dropping fucking quotes in here. Brought me up beside the jukebox when I die.
When I die, I wanna go.
So,
to heaven.
but think.
I don't wanna go tonight.
I'm gonna have to mute your mic, dude.
It's a good song.
I think I heard a beagle out there or some basset hounds fucking howling outside.
That'd be my dogs. They're like, what the fuck is that?
So the thing is that they've already had coronavirus-related deaths in Tennessee, ages 73, 56, 65, 67, 80, and 61, and all that. In Davidson, Grundy, Goodlettsville, Hamilton County, Davidson County, Shelby, Sumner, Davidson, and Sumner. These have already had. Now everyone's now pissed off that the Nashville governor the Tennessee governor did not do enough, even though he said, make sure you stay home. Don't be crowding up in places. Don't be doing this. Now, if you really want to pick on the government and talk shit about what an influencer does or what should not do you think that maybe possibly the owners of those bars are responsible as well for Joe Diffie's death? Can you say that? Can you ask that question and template your mentality and the reason why the government puts down or at least your civic? Because see, that's the thing. It's not the government that's doing it. It's violating your fucking rights. It has nothing to do with it. It is your civic. See, it's the states, right? Everyone talking about states' rights and all that. It's a fucking county sheriff that told you to stay home. That's who told you to stay home. The government had nothing to do with your violating your First or Second Amendment rights or whatever rights. Had nothing to do with it. Stay home in order. There was nothing wrong with him, and it just so happened to have been a church leader. Just so happened. It's almost like the crux of all this shit is like falling into it, the right recipe for disaster to say this is going to be something against Christians or Muslims, or I can already see it right now. Hindus. Everyone's going to say the next person that gets busted up, that gets rolled up for this, that's a religious thing, it's going to be a religious thing. Because right now, it just so happened a religious dude got busted. So, I challenge you, Nashville. Do you feel the same fucking way about maybe yourselves? That's right there. That's all you. That ain't me. I wasn't there. Were you there, Flash? Is that, I don't see... So you in that cowboy hat right there in the bottom?
I don't see Flash's beautiful face up there.
I'm about to say I don't see you there with a cowboy hat. So I don't think you wear cowboy hats, anyways. You're more like a ball cap guy, anyways.
I got 2 cowboy hats.
Right.
I was in Texas for a bit.
But see that's the thing.
Back to my home state.
No, see, Holly, it's not the bar's fault. He made a decision. No, because he wanted to make money. He could have canceled it, or just you could have listened it. And see, everyone's like, oh, I could have canceled. Yeah. That's right. Gun stores and strip clubs are essential.
Responsible thing, but now you have to have government people that you don't want to listen to tell you have to do it now because your ass didn't, personal responsibility.
Right.
We want personal responsibility, but we don't actually take personal responsibility. And then we complain that, well, I don't understand why the government's telling me I can't go and get ice cream at the Baskin Robbins. Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Your mom's an idiot. Your uncle's and Carol Baskin's an idiot. God, tell you what, I've been loving.
What are you drinking, man? You day drinking?
Loving. If you haven't seen Tiger King on Netflix, you are missing out. That is the drink or smoke something. And then watch that shit
it's one of those. Damn. Look. It is one of those. I'll be honest with you. Now, here's the thing about working at WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments, and being the meme DeLorean that I am. when I get sent memes and messages, I have already seen them or was part of the team that created them. So I have literally muted a ton of. I'm only like a couple of people that I've not muted because all I get are fucking memes. All of the. In other words, so by the time you sent me a meme flash, I had already seen it 15 other spots before you sent it to me. Like, I mean, I understand your sentiment. We're cool. And dude, man, I'm just fucking. I'm just shocked that look, it's not. I can tell you right with this quarantine shit. There's a lot of people that are on your. You probably say it too. I think you said this before. There's a lot of people on your timeline and that are just annoying. That you're like, wow, I am not going to. When this is all said and done, and someone says, "Hey, you want to come hang out?" No, actually, I don't. I've seen
you learn quite a few.
I've seen you in
people, especially after.
Oh my God,
they've gone through something like this.
Oh God,
like there's been so many people that have been nonstop complaining about having to sit home and Michael, don't worry, I'm going to keep sending him memes no matter what.
He sends me memes
people
anyways.
People have to sit home, even though this is exactly what they do most weekends. At any time we invite, like my family will try to invite them for a party or hey, dude, you want to go to a bar and have a drink? No, I'm going to sit here and watch this. And then you want to bitch and complain that the government's telling you, hey, won't you sit and watch Hulu and Netflix and you can just blame us, but you still do it. And they're like, no, now I have to go to the hardware store. No, now I have to go because I want to get my pool ready for the summer. Now I have to go do this. Motherfucker, sit your fat ass down, eat your Hot Pocket, and shut it.
I'd sometimes do a blanket notification. Like, literally, I'll just like, wham, and a blanket, fucking mute. And then all of a sudden, I'll see this one mute. I don't know how I think Spanky has the code to just notify me about some stuff because all of a sudden, I'll look and next I'll see her fucking messaging me about radio stuff or guests or something like that. I'm like, God, that right there. She's like, hey. She did that one time, and I had posted a meme from one of the many pages that I follow, and it's about, dude, I mean, your kids, man. You're think about the kids. Oh my, again, that's why I keep saying I'm not gonna diss teachers. I'm gonna tell you what, teachers need raises. Just like. Literally need rate because
amen.
Them little crumb snatchers, man. I tell you what, that you cannot do anything. So what did I do today? I took my little shit on a fucking run. Me and him went on a run. Say, you got energy, huh? You got energy? I'm going to I'm gonna go ahead and exactly. We going running, and so I took him running. You wish you could sit at home, but you're out working. Hey, man, I tell you what, I hear you, man. That sucks. You worked in the ICU door. God, I know exactly, man. I definitely feel. What do you do, Adam? Just drop a message in there and say, just tell us what you do. If you don't want to drop your deets in, then that's cool. It's annoying, and so I'm not saying I'm getting cabin fever. I'm just getting annoyed by people fever. Is that even an affliction? Is that something that you're just like, wow, dude.
People fever? Yes, I have it most days. I hate most people most days.
Dude, you're just like...
And now it's even worse because, like, I go on social media, I'm like, well, I'm off social media. My wife's like, why? I said, well, my stupid-ass cousin up in New York is deciding she wants to bitch and moan because X, Y, and Z, but she won't leave her jackass husband because X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z, but she has to tell everyone, and then if you immediately look in the comments, someone's going to say, well, why don't you leave him? And you're, Darlene, won't you mind your own bit? Yes, she does sound like that. Darlene, won't you mind your own business? Like, why'd you put it on fucking social media? But then I can't. I write something and then I delete it because my grandmother seems to like have telepathic powers. Go, leave your cousin Kimmy alone. And can I tell her she's a big fat stupid bitch? But I can't because she's my little cousin. I have to be nice to her. But she's just So then I learned the unfollow button and that helped. But still. I think Facebook likes just to screw with us, and it's like every so often she'll pop up with some of the most retarded things, and I'm like, Facebook's been waiting.
I'm literally
Facebook's like, right. Piss flash off.
Okay, so you work. So Adam says he works on automatic doors at Walmart's, hospitals, food lines, and all that stuff. Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty important.
Bless your heart.
No, I'm serious, dude. That's an important mission there because some of those automatic doors are involved in there.
I didn't mean that as like the normal Texas one. I'm saying from Pastor Flash. Bless your heart. Hell yeah.
In the name of
I'll tell you
our
what,
flesh.
there's a lot of essential
Free
people.
flesh.
My next door neighbor works at the hospital that's not too far from us, and he does a lot of the maintenance and like the AC and air transfer maintenance and stuff like that.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, dude, I said, if I actually was like a practice, I totally would bless you right now because damn, because that's awesome. Like the shit they have to do to actually transfer air out to keep, people from getting, this shit going through. And,
right. It's part of their filtration system and stuff, right?
I mean, and the hard work they do to keep these hospitals going and building, like this particular hospital has been putting in like a whole other triage center in this big ass parking lot and shit. And like they've been doing all this work to like section it off and make sure it's how clean there. I'm like, you guys are awesome. Like, I know no one's going to actually thank you because they're going to thank the doctors who do a great job. Doctors, nurses, I'm not taking away from you. You guys are awesome. I'm just saying at this particular point, no one's going to thank you guys, but I will. You guys are awesome. The ones that actually do the maintenance and keep everyone. It's a whole team effort, big team effort. You guys might not be the quarterbacks right now, but damn it, you're the lineman making sure the quarterback stays safe and everyone keeps going. So rock and roll.
I agree with that. That's definitely that's a good point. I mean, you got a lot. I would say you got a lot more individuals that you would not expect to have. That all of a sudden you realize how essential they are. You know what I mean? You're wow. I guess we really do need this. We really do needed that. We really do need this. We really need Hey, what's up, Bailey?
Yeah, no one thinks about what actually goes into running a hospital and everything like that. Like, how do they keep one person having something like an infection or a sickness or something from passing to the next room?
Right.
It's kind of crazy. Like, watch Outbreak. That's when they went airborne and like, oh, this guy, they haven't been exposed to anyone, but oh shit, now it's airborne. It's like, oh yeah, because they didn't have a filtration system. They just had it where it went from one fucking room to the other.
Right.
That's why they have these guys that do all this badass shit. So rock and roll. Doesn't matter if you make the automatic door, so nasty people who just sneeze on their hand don't open and close these damn doors. Rock on with your bad selves because you guys are rock stars as well. You might not be the Tom Brady rock stars, but damn it, you're the Eli Manning rock stars. You still win the game. Just no one really cares about you.
I mean, now all of a sudden, the rock stars now though, people are starting to see who is behind America already. I mean, think about it. There are things that still have to happen. If you can work from home, and you can tell her from, I don't want to, no offense to anybody, but you're not essential. If you have to continue to be part of the backbone of American society in the trucking industry, the transportation industry, construction industry, freaking doing the automatic doors, like Adam said. You know what I mean? That little things like that, people are starting to realize, holy crap! Pretty soon the cemetery industry, the cremation business. I mean, not to sound so callous, but you're going to see that individual. If you get to stay home, that's why we do WTF Nation Radio and stuff like that. I kind of like joke around and saying, hey, we made teleworking cool before everyone else did, but when you think about it, it just means that, oh shit, that's the only really real work that you could do that's from the house. But I can't do construction at the house. I can't be a firefighter from the house. I can't be a cop from the house. I can't drive a truck from the house. You know what I mean? There's so many things. Engineering as well, right? People
now the no serve yourself gas station. Those guys are rocking and rolling. The people
no serve yourself gas station.
The ones that are the truckers that are still keeping the supplies going, even though a lot of places they're trying to go and sleep and stuff are closed or they're being or having trouble getting food and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that are still, and I 100% agree with you. I am not that essential that I have to be on site. And one reason why I picked the job that I have now is because I have the ability to work from home, and it's great. It's awesome because I can still work through these things. But I am not one of the heroes of today's pandemic. The fuckers that are keeping normal life going, the ones that are knowing that they're passing 100 people are passing them, and only their gloves are only going to, and their hand sanitizer are only going to do so much. Those guys are awesome. The folks at Costco are like, okay, get in that line, checking everything. The truckers that are fucking like hauling shit from one coast to the other coast, rock on with your bad selves.
Well, Ricky from the Mixer chat saying, do you think COVID is going to be seen as a bigger disaster than New York City than 9/11?
Well, here's the thing. I think that's a good question. I think after 9/11 happened, because the effects of 9/11 and specifically New York are still happening today with firefighters and people who've been exposed to all the toxic stuff and all the stuff that all the debris is still causing people to have cancer and stuff like that.
Right. So it's still continuous right now, but
it's still continuous. And shout out to Jon Stewart for continuing to fight with Congress to make sure that shit stays funded, because those guys are heroes. That stuff is still going on. It's been we're almost at the 20-year mark. I think we're at 18.
Right. So right now,
COVID. I mean, yes, it's going to have a bigger death toll.
Well, no, yeah, I'm about to say I think death toll.
Once we get past this year, I think it's going to go. It's just like N1H1 and everything else. It's going to kind of like go away, except for like 1 or 2 cases every so often. The effects, especially in New York City, are still lasting, and the people are still dealing with it, and they're still dying from it.
Right.
So I think the trade centers falling and the aftermath of that's still far-reaching will have longer lasting impact than it is, and will have longer impact than COVID-19. But COVID-19 is taking out more people now in where you could be doing simple. You couldn't do anything on 9/11.
Right. Well, I mean, but the rest of the country.
Some people are getting this stuff for going to fucking spring break in fucking Florida.
Right, exactly. Well, during the 9/11 attacks, though, there's like 2,977 individuals were killed on that day specifically. My biggest thing though is when we start going down the path, Ricky, of going comparison of a bigger event. I know what you're talking about, a bigger disaster, 9/11. I don't know currently right now what the current death toll, because it's from what we're seeing on unofficial reports or unsubstantiated reports right now. Supposedly there's like a COVID death every 17 minutes now in New York. That's what they're saying. That's what's being thrown. It's not confirmed. I'm just saying that's what everyone's throwing their crap out. But right now, total COVID deaths in New York City. Everyone's talking about it's staggering. I mean, even to the point where I guess Mario Cuomo said that he was apologizing for being so slow now, or not reacting fast enough. Which the fact that a member of government is even saying that he feels bad for a delay, or
he's just waiting for this to pass so he can like jump in for a presidential candidate, because who everyone forgot that Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are actually campaigning.
Who those guys? Yeah, exactly.
Uncle Joe and senile Sanders. But yeah, I mean, right now what's considered the official, we have almost 3,000 deaths.
Right.
We're 47 deaths shy from 3,000.
Okay, so right now, currently right now we have more casualties for COVID in New York City as opposed to 9/11. And then it's rising, it's surpassing 9/11. I'm talking about the attacks of the day. I'm not talking about, like you said, the subsequent injuries and all that, because there was like 6,500 individuals injured or something like that. But yeah, so it's all the way freaking. It's pretty staggering. What we're seeing now is that the effects, I'll be honest with you, that are pissing me off are all the business side of it. Like all of everyone asking for bailouts during this stimulus. And that's what's got me the ass right now. Here's the thing. The airlines were asking for a bailout, right? Saying that
cruise lines are asking for bailout.
Well, hang on, no. We'll get in the cruise lines. We'll attack them in a minute. We'll be getting.
You better get my rap music ready.
Is it? You know what? That's a good idea. Let me go ahead and get your rap.
Go ahead and cue that up in slide 3.
Slide 3. Slide number 3. Alexa, activate Flash's rant music. Real quick. United Airlines. Well, there's some people from United Airlines that were speaking about having some issues and needing a bailout. They're going to need a bailout. They're going to have a bailout because they're going to have a lot of individuals that need to have, to keep job. We need to keep our job. We need to keep the jobs, and the jobs need to be secured and all that. And as soon as that bailout happened, and as soon as the stimulus money was going to the airlines, what happened? They relieved. They fired. They yeah. Like, I don't know how many thousands of people fucking got laid off from the airline industry. Now the cruise industry. Go ahead, Flash. What were you saying about the cruise industry?
Well, they've dropped. I mean, they've been dropping everybody. But here's my problem. The stimulus bill came out, and I could go all day on the stimulus bill because there's so much so much bullshit that was added when it was supposed to be, hey, this is supposed to help the economy and this is supposed to help people, even though a lot of people, it didn't provide a lot of protections that people were hoping for. Let's see. Just a quick couple things that are getting me pissed off. Okay,
Go for
here
it.
we go. Okay, so the JFK Center of Performing Arts got $35 million. Good for them. The House of Representatives apparently think they deserve a $25 million additional salary. They've upgraded the ID department at the VA. It's not the IT department that needs help. It's the fucking people that are running it. Let's see, $300,000 for migrant and refugee assistance. International disaster assistance got like another $300,000.
Yeah, who cares?
Howard University, and that's on
cares?
page 121, got $13 million.
Who cares?
The Peace Corps got $90 million.
Who cares?
Essential Air Carriers got $100 million.
Essential
Maritime
Air
Administration,
Carriers.
Inspector General, Public House, Indian Communities, Office of Housing, the Public Housing Fund, the Housing Block Grant for Tribes, Homeless Assistance. Well, I guess that's okay. Fair Housing. Another $1 billion for the Obama phones and stuff like that. The grants for states or youth activities. Job Corps. We're another $30 million for OSHA. We bailed out fucking the pretty much the debt for the Postal Service. And then, out of all that bullshit, and that's all actually, like, if you ask me, I'll give you which page number those are on, because there's like a couple hundred pages.
Are you
I think it's like
overtime back
like
pay?
1,000
Does your
pages in
boss
this bad
ask you
boy.
to work
It's
off
not
the
just
clock?
that,
He's your
but then
employer,
we
making
have
you work.
different companies are like, please help us because now we're in trouble. Even though you can't give your people, you want the government to increase the minimum wage, but then you fight that, but you still won't give people like, up their wages instead. So fuck off with that. But then you have fuckers that don't even fly the American flag, that are trying to get money from the American government. Yes, I will call out Norwegian does not have an American flag on it. They have a Norwegian flag. That fucking most of these guys are based out of the Bahamas to avoid paying U.S. taxes. Yet now that you guys are running into trouble and no one wants to cruise, hell, I think 3 different family members who had cruises coming up between now and like August have had their cruises canceled, and people are fired and I'm sure there's still people on a fucking cruise that are being quarantined on that bad boy, which gotta be fucking horrible at this point. I'm surprised people haven't started killing each other by now. But you have these fuckers that don't even pay U.S. taxes, begging for U.S. tax dollars, like we're gonna fucking help you. Look here, fucking Carnival, we ain't gonna fucking help your ass. You don't pay U.S. taxes. Why should you get taxpayer money? Fuck you. If your company can't survive this, then you're you know what? You're gonna get absorbed by somebody else. Welcome to fucking capitalism. Not everyone survives. Not everyone continues on. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200 fucking million from the government to keep you afloat. Guess what? Start living on your cruise ships, because that's all the money you're gonna fucking have. Fuck off. Like, you know what? I get, the Democrats, Republicans did what they did. They put money. They got a whole bunch of money, which we're gonna have to figure out how to fucking pay for it. But they put money into things that they felt one way or another needed to get paid. But guess what? In the long and short of it, majority of them are government of the USA, people of the USA getting things at like I think it's called a tax credit of what they deserve. These fucking cruise lines, hell, most of these airlines are from the US, and they are asking for money. And you know what? They have a legal basis because they pay US taxes. Probably not enough, but they pay US taxes. Fuck the cruise lines. Fuck you guys. Fuck you Carnival. Fuck you Norwegian. Fucking Royal, whatever the fuck you are. Princess, hell, even Disney doesn't even have their own doesn't even have their company in the US that does the cruises, because they would fucking get hammered with taxes. But now please, the mouse is asking for a handout. Fuck you. Fuck you and Goofy. Go on and fucking jump in your own private island in the Caribbean, because fuck off.
Gosh,
Here, we'll
Flash.
make a deal. You want some money? We're gonna give you a big ass receipt and a big ass bill with it, and you're gonna have to fucking pay it back. And I say, anyone who gets money, you immediately, it should be in writing. If you get money for this, you immediately move your shit to the U.S. and you immediately start paying taxes, and you actually start paying back taxes for 10 years, because you bullshit people have been living off the U.S. The majority of these cruise people do come from the U.S. because we like to party, we like to cruise. Then if you want American taxpayer money to bail your ass out, you're either gonna pay up or you're gonna fucking sink like some of your ships if you're Norwegian. Fuck off. Fucking that's kind of the shit that pisses me off. It's like having like Emirates Airlines going, "Hey, U.S., can we get some of that stimulus money too?" Fuck no.
Oh my God. Well,
Lufthansa's coming up. Yeah, can we get like 100 million?
Lufthansa's like, yeah, go ask him. I don't know that. Yeah,
Hey, look at the cruiser asking. We'll ask them too.
Exactly. Und
We
ja,
bring you Schnaps
wir
und Wienerschnitzel. Will you look
you
this up?
you has the Geld for the for bailout. Please, we have no, we need some help.
The fucking balls on these companies, the fucking balls that have to be hanging for them to go, you know, I know we don't actually fly the American flag, even though the majority of our cruises come out of American ports. We should still ask. You know, I got the old adage, you know, you don't know unless you ask. And I get that. I tell my wife all the time, like, hey, you're not going to know unless you ask. And the worst thing to say is no. Well, no, the worst thing to say is fuck you guys. I'm going to say that on behalf of the United States people who either, you know, don't understand basic shit or just don't care. But I'll tell for it, fuck you guys. And if anyone, any of these fucking Republicans or Democrats decide to find a way to weasel them some money to help them out, I will fucking move to that state and I will unseat your ass in political I don't care.
Ooh,
I'll
we
live
going
for
to,
the 3 years to become.
Ooh, we going into
you
politics?
Want me to become like the Arkansas 8th delegate? Fucking yay. I'm going to become the Arkansas 8th delegate one day. I'm going to unseat your ass. And when I can win, I'm like, that's for fucking giving cruise lines fucking money when they didn't deserve it, fuckers. But hey, we can only give people a maximum of $1,200 if they make less than X amount or X amount. But we're going to fucking help these companies that can't pull their fucking weight. I'm not talking communism. I'm talking, I hate tax loopholes. I like what's Herman Cain 5-5-5. I like that idea. We get rid of all the fucking tax code. You pay 5% on this 5. Easy enough. Too easy. But they get away with all these tax loops and everything like that, and I'm all for paying the fair share. I'm not saying we need to jack it up to 90% on millionaires. I'm just saying get rid of all the shit they use to get to only pay less than their fucking secretaries do, and rock and roll. Like, let's just make it easy. But no. So no, we're gonna bail out all these companies that don't bail out people. You know, one of their employees falls on hard times. They don't go, hey, we're gonna give you like $100,000.
Right, exactly.
That'll help
exactly.
you. Fuck no, but anything happens to them, they're like, help us, help us.
I was about to say, nobody, you know, these companies don't need a fucking bailout. The American people do. The American people are the one, and this whole big to fail shit's starting to piss me off too. Because you're right. If you are a flag carrier on a cruise line that is not of the U.S. and you don't pay U.S. taxes, but then you demand U.S. money, you shouldn't get it. As a matter of fact, if you take any of that U.S. money, then you owe taxes the whole time your shit became when you incorporated. Because you're right, it is fucked up as shit. Because a lot of what people are not realizing now is, okay, look, there's like $200 or something like that, almost $2,000, and then there's some people for whatever. Veterans are going to get some amount, retiree, you know, just there's a lot of little nuances that if you pay taxes on 2018 and 2019, then it's going to go off of that return. You're going to need some you're going to have to have a social security. So there's going to be a bunch of things in that effect that's going to happen.
If you're illegal and you know it, you're screwed.
Well, see, that's the thing. They have not gotten specific to where it's going to. No one's really said what they're going, what they're using. I've not seen an angle yet. You know, what's your angle? What's your angle on this crap? But I really think that I'm telling you what, all of them, I'm going to say the Republicans, I'm going to say Democrats, I'm going to say the anti-Trumpers, the for-Trumpers, the liberals, the progressives, the snooty, smug individuals that are in our government. I'm going to tell you what right now, you're all on fucking notice. You're all on fucking notice right now because we're seeing back and forth how worthless you are. Right now, our U.S. Congress is worthless as shit. You have Rand Paul that decided that he wanted to go, and I came in contact with the Rona, and you know I'm waiting for the test results, and we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, is eating and hanging out in the gym and doing whatever. What the fuck, dude? The people that are saying he's supposed to be like the center, the libertarian or Republican when it's fucking convenient, but then when you want to talk about what's right for the people, everyone's going back and forth on what is or what is not right for the people. Goddamn, that's what the hell we fucking voted you for. What the hell we sent you up there for? Do you think you sent it up there so that way you could argue back and forth and bicker to make it about? I'll be honest with you, and the last time I checked, you know, I may not be a smart man, but I know what money is. Did you think the Kennedy? I didn't realize the Kennedy Center had such a massive amount of individuals that you know, I didn't realize that I didn't realize that the Kennedy Center had a lot of casualties during this pandemic. Did you, Flash? Did you see that? Did you? I didn't see it. Did you see the Kennedy Center? Did you see Howard University, where did it go to? See, that's the thing that pisses me off with this port.
They don't, and that's what pisses me off. Like that we don't have, and I'll give it to the Democrats that fought the Republicans on that. The fact that they are like, look, if there's gonna be contingencies, like if you take this money, you have to make sure X, Y, and Z happens. You make sure your people are taken care of. You have to make sure that you don't fire one fucking person and that you keep them on the payroll. That's what this money is going to, not just so you can go, well, I just bought my new vacation house thanks to the government stimulus. This isn't going to be a fucking bailout like I hate the whole too big to fail. Fuck that. Those car companies should have went fucking down, because guess what? When people go down, other companies come up, and that's how fucking capitalism works. But no, our government says fuck that shit. You're too big to fail, so let's make sure you don't fail. Fuck that. Let them fail.
They want you to
fail. You let these mom and pop shops fail all the fucking time on every main street of every fucking small town, whether it's Fredericksburg, whether it's fucking small spots in New York City, whether it's in San Francisco. Mom and pop shops fall all the fucking time, and you don't fucking lift a finger. But now GM or Carnival Cruise or fucking whoever, Wells Fargo, all these fucking companies that are too big to fail and the government must help them. Fuck them. Let them fall. Because these companies, these people will be, I know it sucks because, oh, what about all the workers? I got that. Somebody's going to buy that up, because the company's going to have to sell it cheap, and they're not going to go, man, we need to get whole new people. Hell no. It's just like when you're in a government, you're a contractor, and the contract goes to another person. A lot of times they hire the people already there. So yes, it's going to suck for some people in the short term, but these big companies we shouldn't be backing them up just because some people might lose their jobs, because they will find new jobs, because someone's going to go, hell, GM just lost these 2 plants, and we're a small car company.
Right.
Our Ford's going to go, hey, we're now going to start building in Missouri because GM just went down, and we're going to pick up the slack.
I think anybody should get a bailout.
No, Doc, I will not simmer down. I don't simmer down. We're losing taxpayer dollars that our fucking taxes are going to have to pay. So all these fucking government officials took them forever to come up with this lame ass bill, because if they really cared about people, it would have took them a day. Because the minimum things they should have done is taking care of the people. It should have took all of a couple of hours to go, hey, how much? Okay, let's spitball. Okay, this is how much. This is the threshold. Cool. How do we get the money to the people? That might take up until May to fucking get to people. Oh, that won't be, because not everyone is gracious enough to be like, hey, no, don't worry about your rent. Hey, your mortgage, I understand both of you two, or, you and your wife are out of work. Don't worry, we're not going to take your mortgage. We're just going to put it on the back end. No worries. We'll make it work. Hell no, they're like, pay me my money.
Right.
No one's helping them. No one's helping anybody. But oh man, hey, the fact that I might get a $1,200 check because if I'm single, or however the money works if you have kids and shit. Oh man, thank you. I've already lost my house, or I'm already two paychecks behind on my house. But thank you. Oh, my utilities are already saying they're going to shut off my stuff because they're not as loving well-being as people.
Right.
But hey, let's help all them, not help the fucking people. Let's get the JFK Center and the fucking Postal Service and all these other things that aren't a fucking priority during this pandemic, but the people are. But hey, we're going to worry about these companies that are too big to fail. Fuck you guys. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, it's all Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi's fault. It's all their fault. We're going to take a break right quick because Flash needs to drink some more, take another shots, and then we're gonna go back and mess with the. I think we should just mess with the GOP and the fucking.
You fucking assholes.
We'll be right back. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Hello, Mama. Hello, Daddy. I've got something that I've never said before. Went down south of the border. Now life, it's got a little harder for me. I fell in love with some girl. She told me that she was gonna rock my world. Now I'm stuck here with no money. Don't that just sound a little funny for you? Well, her name was Maria. She told me she was always by my side. Went home one evening. She was with another man. He tried to run and hide. I pulled out my 45. I told them that I was gonna take their life. Now I'm stuck here on the run. I don't know the animal I have become, so won't you save me? Save me! Won't you save me? Save me! Won't you save me? this mess. Gotta go now, Dad, I'm sorry. Everybody, all y'all need to know, this is life, a true story. When you chase ass down in Mexico, save me, won't you save me, save me, won't you please put me out of my little misery. Out of my little misery.
The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Give peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living. Like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat. They spew evil words, if you are absurd, always grind grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Small Business Act of 2020. I can't believe they even said this stuff. Some of the things that they were talking about, I'll be honest with you, I would like, and like you were saying before, Flash, I want to see it. I want to see where the money is going to, line by line, because we have to, don't you have, where you work, don't you have to have like some sort of financial accounting of where your loot's going? Isn't the way it's supposed to work where you're at?
You're supposed to. Right.
Well, yeah, supposed to, but some of the things that what I don't understand is that how is it that immediately it was going good. And everyone was rocking and rolling. Everyone was talking about, hey, we're going to do this. And then the next thing you know, it's now, you have a bunch of different, news articles and opinion pieces saying that, the D. Treasy was incompetent, that this shouldn't have happened. And then as things started going on, no, now Nancy Pelosi wants to have her shit thrown up there. And then there's a last minute thing by Mitch McConnell. Are you kind of noticing that the media is I'm noticing a trend. Like, I think now the media is starting to ask some of the right questions from some of this, I think, on where is this going to go or what's happening. Mitch McConnell attacked a freaking, I wouldn't say attacked, but got snippy with a reporter just asking a simple question. And the first thing he says, well, do you work here? Do you? Dude. She's a reporter asking for your asking.
Fucker, do you work here?
Yeah, exactly. I was about ready to say, yeah, bitch, do you work here? I guess you need to shut the fuck up, right? Shut the fuck up, because all a reporter did was ask a lot, and I'm noticing a lot of on both sides now. This is just the Republican and the Democrat side of the house. Dude, reporters are asking you questions because you are literally not saying enough, or you're blabbering through what you think because you can't articulate it. It's all GW's fault. Why you gotta blame W? Why you gotta?
Thank you, Cause says this Flash rant has been logged as a qualifying event for the ACFT.
You are exactly.
I wish that'd be one.
Mike, why?
I still only get 80 points on that.
I'm about to say, Mike,
it's funny.
Why are you talking shit?
Even reporters actually ask them direct questions and go, "Hey, here's your direct quote." Like when they say direct quote, it's not paraphrasing it. That means they're saying it word for word. Sorry. And Trump's like, "I didn't say that." Sean Cypher's like, "It's a direct quote. Like literally, this is the quote. I didn't say that. I didn't mean like that."
Right.
It's like we're just like everyone's just like giving up. Like, no, fuck you guys. We're not going to answer. He's like, next question.
Next Pelosi. Yeah.
Discuss. And Mitch McConnell like his jowls like a big ass person.
Oh, dude, when he went off, because supposedly, and this is what makes me mad, is that supposedly the Republicans and Democrats at that level were supposed to have some forum, some sort of decorum when it comes to addressing that. Yeah, okay, I get it. The Republicans, there's individuals that are freaking never Trumpers and they hate D. Treasy. The Democrats, there's D. Treasy haters and all that. But you expect that all that drama coming from the White House or the administration, what they're dealing with, the press secretary, I don't even know if they have one anymore, but all that. But at that lower level, when you're trying to find the meat and potatoes, I expect when a reporter's asking a question, because me and you, we're considered, I guess, correspondents, right? Somebody called me a correspondent, and I was like, am I? I thought I was just a shit talking commentator that just like to talk shit. I thought I was just a shit talker and shit stormer and fire starter, twisted fire starter. But Mitch McConnell, the reporter was right. Usually when you see a bill up to date or when a bill is going to get pushed up, you normally see, or we are witness to on C-SPAN, a debate, like a back and forth. It's open to the public, right? So when the Senate,
not this time.
Yeah, exactly. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, he like literally, the reporter asked a question. It's a simple question. Why wasn't there a public debate on this? And everyone's kind of like, what? Well, the question everyone was saying, well, she was just going after a Republican. No, that's not what she asked. She asked was understanding that that this is a crisis and time is the essence. This vote began and the public had not seen the bill. Lobbyists had seen the bill and none of the debate had been held in public. There is virtually no public debate on what looks like the largest bill in American history. Can you explain why that was, and should the public have more time to understand what this bill is meant to help them? The first thing he says, do you work here? Do you work here? And she's like, kind of like, he's kind of like, the reporter, she's like, kind of like a little nervous. She's like, well, yes, sir. It's like, well, yeah, we're the elected representatives of American people. And I'm like, dude, you are giving me so much material to imitate your ass because you sound like an ass. Literally sounds like an ass.
You sound like Jimmy Stewart and a turkey got involved.
I'll walk you through it again. This is about as flawless as you could expect it to be. He reminds me of Edgar from Men in Black that is not stressing out. Because, that's Edgar. That's Edgar when he's chill. When Edgar's high, he sounds like Mitch McConnell. But when he's stressed and he's normal, he's like, oh, a man walked in. A dead man,
And they passed this thing with barely having anyone involved actually saying aye. And there was a Republican in the House that actually objected and said, look, I want this by name, not this whole we don't have a quorum. We don't have enough people. This is too big. Pretty much, I'm paraphrasing. This is too big for us to just go and phone it in. We need to actually have votes so we can see that everybody who voted for it or against it on the record. And they're like, nah, we have a quorum. We're good. Fuck off. And those are my biggest things. It's not the states. The federal government hasn't said you must stay at home. They're advising it, but they're not saying it. It's the states. And I like that the states are taking responsibility for their states. But when the federal government is doing something as big as a $2 trillion that, hey, fuckers, we're going to have to pay for it. You hear we bash on socialists all the time, like AOC and Bernie. Well, how are we going to pay for that? How are we going to pay for that? This time, they're right. How the fuck are we going to pay for a $2 trillion thing?
Right.
And we didn't have a debate. There was no fight about it that we could see. There's only fighting in the media. And then y'all couldn't even have the common courtesy to at least hell, I don't even care if you were on the phone and somebody walked up like, hey, I've got Marco Rubio on the phone. Aye. Cool. Let's call it, he's an aye. We have the record. Not this vote by committee bullshit, because now no one can take responsibility. Oh, I was against that. They did it this way. No, the only person I can say was a fucking for or against it was the guy who said, I want a real vote, not this bullshit for a $2 trillion. This isn't a fucking Starbucks order, guys. This is a $2 trillion. We could buy other countries.
Right. Well, see,
buy another extra, and then buy 2 other countries with the money left over.
Well, the thing is that what he's claiming is that the bill entails
Greece for $2 trillion.
Right. Well, see, he's saying that the bill entails a huge loan program for big and small businesses. I want to know what small businesses are. Hey, if you're a small business and you're supposed to be getting some loot, because that's what this bill is supposed to be entailing, that's according to Mitch McConnell. So if we're getting some questions here. Hey, all right, small business, call us up at 415-889-8367 and see if you're giving us, are you getting some loot? Did anybody from the the Republican Party, anybody from the House and the Senate call you up and say, hey, you're a business guy, you gotta just apply? Have we walked or established a process? That's the thing that's pissing off the American people, is that they're saying that this is happening, they're saying this is not happening, they're saying this is an obstruction, they're saying this is, and money's going to be happening, and it's going to be there to help the American people, and it's going to be there, and it's going to be, he says, it's about as flawless as you expect it to be. Okay, so show a small business, because we have had guests on WTF Nation Radio, Scout Comms. Fred Wellman, he CEO of Scout Comms, he came on here, and all he does is ensure that he assists small businesses and stuff like that. That's his game. That's his jam, dude. And so when he comes on and we start talking about what he provides and all that, I'd like to know. He probably hasn't seen. Is he getting anything? Has he received anything? I mean, Fred, give us a call I know you listen to us on Twitter and all that. Give us a buzz, man. Has any small business right now that we speak, have they been notified by the government? Hey, you're a small business. You're an incorporated LLC. Do you have this? Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly. What does funding of the arts have anything to do with the people? It doesn't. I know several small trucking companies that are going under because of what's happening right now. They can't. Some of them are food. Food has been spoiled. Deliveries have not been made. There's not enough truckers out there. There's not enough of the trucking business. You got to expect there's some truck drivers out there that run their owner operator systems in their own company, and it's usually just one or two or maybe 3, 4, 5 individuals, and usually a family event, and it's hard for them. They have POC licenses, they have diesel payments, they have truck insurance, they have a ton of shit. They have freight maintenance, they have you can't heavy vehicle use tax. You name your gamut. DOT licensing, CDL licensing, name the fucking gamut of what a trucking company runs to run itself. I have yet to see anything like, okay, look, we got all this money that's coming in. It's supposed to be for businesses large and small. Okay, so as a small business owner, as Flash, as a small business owner, who's going to show us how to fucking do that? How are we going to get the money? All of a sudden, we're just going to sit there and say, "Oh, great, thank you for the $1,200 and then the $500 per kid." But my business is going under. What am I supposed to do with my business? Am I going to get anything in my business? What's gonna be the deal with this? What's happening with this? Are you getting? They've not described. All they ended up doing is that now the Republicans are attacking reporters. The Democrats are attacking reporters, asking questions that hell I want to fucking ask, dude. Why are we? Okay, so why wasn't this a public debate? I put it on the table right now. Why was this not a public debate? And if it was a public debate, why was it only, how many pages was this thing? Anyways, it was like 131 or something like that. I mean, it was
pretty big. It was pretty big document. And it didn't have to be a 3-week long debate.
Right.
You could have been like, hey, we're going to take 2 days to actually debate this bad boy.
Right.
And to talk the points and work on this. Not to just phone it in and go,
right.
Yeah, we got all the stuff we wanted in there. Yeah, it'll help. It'll help people.
But,
oh, well.
But I was about to say,
there's nothing in there that says, hey, we're going to make sure, hey, go to this website. I haven't seen anything that says, hey, if you're a small business and you need help, go here. The Army's doing more to rehire people than the government is.
Well, not to mention the fact, well, you're right. I mean, and that's the problem. That's the problem right there. No one has actually accounted for where a small business owner. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to hear about United. I don't want to hear about the airlines. I don't care if I have to fly ever again, and I'll drive all over the fucking place to do this. I'll be honest with you. I hope they go. I hope the cruise line industry. I hope they go under too. The movie theater industry is asking for fucking bailouts. And I'm sorry. There's a reason why we don't have Pan Am anymore. There's a reason why we don't have TWA anymore. There's a reason why specific companies that were you see American Pickers and you see the old companies that used to run like the old motorcycle factories, old car companies and all that. There's a reason why they went under, right? Nobody didn't buy their shit.
The odds be ever in favor.
Right, exactly. It should be the Hunger Games for that crap. But for Mitch McConnell to go after a fucking reporter just for asking a simple question, why wasn't this done in public? It was pretty. And then he goes, "Well, dude, do you work here, bro?" I was like, man, dude, that was don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of him anyways. But even though or harbor no ill will, I'm kind of like neutral on this shit. But damn, dude, she asked a legit question. Don't start rolling on the fucking D cheesy gravy train on going after reporters. Now, granted, does he talk? Dude, you even had Joe Biden. I don't want to tell you about Joe Biden right real quick. He had a different answer when somebody asked him, I think it was Chuck Todd, asked him a question about, do you think that the president has blood on his hands? And Joe Biden said, no, he doesn't. He thinks aloud. He's got things that he's got to deal with. I'm paraphrasing right now, but damn, dude, the guy at least responded. The guy at least saying how he felt about it. The guy, Joe Biden at least is saying that. Now, granted, his other gaffes and stuff that he's doing on air, but for some reason that was the most centered fucking answer that he could ever get. And I'm not I'm not even a Joe Biden fan. Then I thought that was a good answer. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good answer. He didn't really attack the president, so he didn't really go off on him. So I guess that's a good. Oh, and he even said that. Okay, yeah, there's no but. Yeah, okay, cool. That's good. I mean, that's the way I kind of see it. You kind of go into an environment.
Cough once if Joe Biden's in the room with you. Cough twice if he's already nuzzling you.
No, for real. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm okay. I don't have a temperature. I don't got the COVIDs. You've taught me. You as a public affairs guy have taught me. To not be offensive in my messaging, to take things with an open, you've kind of, I got you and Mike Levine, I got some Megan Jantos, Kelsey Cock. I have Kelsey Cochran give me some information to help me out, just a little stuff, just asking, just by looking at what she's got going on. Some of the PAOs that I've talked to within the PA community since I've been out, and they've helped me understand doing the public affairs work and doing all that stuff. Open mind, ask the question. Blah, 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 write down what you got, there you go. That's it, right? You're supposed to be telling the story, you're supposed to be taking the information down and telling the story, not becoming part of the story and influence the story. Dude, right now, I don't blame anybody in the media right now that's got the ass with the government in itself. It doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat. I think the media right now is getting shit on, and a lot of people now don't know who to fucking trust. Think about it right now. You got fucking people listening to us. Dude, more bets in government. That's right.
Us. Most of us are drunk.
Do we? Yeah, exactly. Do we? Do we not? Are we saying what you guys are feeling, or what? I mean, come on. I at all do not want to steal the thunder of our media, our public affairs colleagues. But damn, dude, holy shit! I'm not. If I cough 5 times in a mirror, Joe Biden appears behind you. He's like Candyman. Can't wait for that new movie to come out. But damn, dude, Mitch McConnell, chill, fucking relax. You're a little. I mean, we get asked questions too. Shit, fuck, Lash, you get asked questions too. You get DMs and stuff like that from, right? Don't you? I mean, you got some other shit, and
we get quite a few DMs that I have to take care of, and some are asking legitimate questions.
Right.
Sometimes our former broadcasters and or our operations or clarification about things, or just saw this, and everyone, you lose a battle as soon as you come at it like that. Like, do you work here? Man, thank God it wasn't me, because I'd already have to be really drunk to be that to work as a journalist on Capitol Hill. But look here, you jowled motherfucker. Do you work here? Because you don't even know what's in that bill. You just I just need $500 million.
Do you work here? Flash, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the mic from Oz here. Do you work here, Flash? W, give us a call.
Like, you actually decided to put us in the White House communications so we can have...
Dude, could you imagine? I think we'd be fine. I don't think.
Do you work here? If she would have stepped, like, okay, Boomer, calm down.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up, Boomer.
I would have been like, send me her GoFundMe account, because I will pay.
Yeah, just shut up, Boomer. She asked a legit question. Just whatever.
Hey, you can't ask legitimate questions in Congress. You can't do that.
Right.
Nancy Pelosi gets really mad when you do that. So does Mitch McConnell. Hell, majority of people, there's only very few that actually will answer questions directly. There's only a couple, both Republicans and Democrat side, not just in one part or the other. But some of them, like these, the higher ranking you are, the more you're just like, how dare you question? How dare you question us? Like, fuck off.
Well, I will say
Mitch McConnell, you serve at the leisure of the American people. You work for the American people. That means we have a right to see what's going on and hear what's going on. Hell, and the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi and fucking Chuck Schumer, you better fucking understand that too, because you made a whole spectacle about the Russia collusion.
Oh my God, dude! I know, dude.
Honestly, about every little fucking thing over the last 4 or 5 years. To include, we have to look into this judge or that judge. We have to do this. We have to have all these open hearings. Yet when we actually really need a fucking open hearing about the money that we, our kids are going to have to fucking shell out in taxes to catch us up on this fucking $2 trillion debt we just got into.
Taxation is theft.
Taxation is theft. But now we don't want. Fuck it. You had one over a damn phone call with Ukraine, a phone call with fucking Ukraine and shit, and that had to be all open and everything, and all open and everything, and all open and everything. But now we fucking want you to be all open and everything. You're like, no. And then the Republicans are like, do you work here?
Yeah. See, Nancy Pelosi also. She
got that paycheck in there to get my new Mercedes.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I want to know how many of those big, large companies had their fucking hands involved in it too. What I think is that there was a lot of lobbying interest groups that had, and I think they had their mitts in there, unsanitized, of course, because that whole place is starting to get infected. That they were getting involved because Nancy Pelosi, was getting involved and inserted herself in the package for workers and families by having all those all those things you're talking about, the Kennedy Center, all the school, a bunch of it. I mean, there's a litany of stuff that had nothing to do with a relief pack. I was thinking, me personally, this is relief aid for the American citizen. For the average American, this was our relief aid. Almost, everyone talks about, well, you didn't give money, or you didn't give money to this country, or you're stalling about this country. Hey, you know what? You actually, Nancy Pelosi, stalled the American people's relief aid. And so...
But has the balls to want to go, we should investigate the president because of something else. Yeah,
Oh my God, I know, dude. Yeah,
I get it. Maybe the president didn't act or do something quick enough. I got it. But honestly, who fucking does? When Cuomo's over there, and the mayor of New York City are all going, yeah, we didn't act quick enough, because no one knows how this is gonna. We understand basic things like the curve and shit like that, but no one actually knows how everything's gonna play out. So it's hard to tell whether they act fast enough or they didn't act fast enough. But the fact that we're going to investigate this because how dare he not know, this is going to happen, blah, 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 even though we made sure that he couldn't shut down the borders to different countries. I mean,
she's talking about.
And then, hey, we're going to keep pushing off this fucking vote because we want to argue, piss moan about this relief. You know what? You wouldn't have fucking had to push this off if you would have just did, hey, how do we help small businesses and big businesses and fucking and the American people? Those are the only things that should have happened. Hey, we have a small program for the big guys to help them out. We have a big program for the small guys because that's the lifeblood of America, is these small businesses, companies, and shops and shit. And then how do we keep the American people from not losing their fucking homes and causing another housing crisis? How do we keep these people from keeping their jobs, to keeping their insurance? So God forbid, if they have cancer treatment, they could pay for it, because God forbid anyone go, no, don't worry about payments because we understand this is happening. Not happening unless the government says, hey, fuck, calm down. So how are we going to pay for all that? But no. Hey, here's your $1,200 check. Good luck to you. You might get it in May.
Right.
Oh, and if you owe child support, well, you should be paying on your child support. I'm just gonna, make that.
Right. I'm about to say, yeah.
That's your responsibility. You gotta do what you gotta do. I hear you. But hey, if you owe any child support, we're gonna immediately take that and send it back to that way. So it doesn't even help you. So you're even in more trouble.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a good point. Adam makes a good point. How could he act fast enough when he was being impeached? That's a good point, because Ashley, the thing is now she's calling for an investigation for handling of this.
We're going to investigate the investigation.
We're going to investigate. We're going to investigate how come they want to investigate the president now on how they handled the coronavirus out of Wuhan, China, and how when Dee Treasy took action in late January to ban travel to and from China, and everyone said that he was being xenophobic. Everyone's talking about whatever. Now they're saying that he didn't. Now he needs to act more. He should have acted more. They can't make up their fucking minds. So with her coming in there and coming off the top rope by saying she's going to involve herself, or she's going to, they're talking about having an investigation. First off, she can't even articulate exactly to a reporter. Literally, like you said, when a reporter asks her, she just, next question. I don't understand why you're talking about that. This has everything. This has to do, just like the reporter Mitch McConnell. She literally asked him, the reporters that asked Nancy Pelosi, they asked him direct questions. Hey, what's the status of this? What's the status? We're not asking for we don't care about the nitnoid. Hey, the American people want some reassurance is what it is. The American people want to make sure, hey, look, y'all are fucking good, right? We're going to be okay. Right now, Nobody has any assurances that the government is going to be able to take care of them. If you don't believe me, just Google up on videos New York City bodies on sidewalks, and I guarantee it, you'll be like, holy shit. Because the bickering that's going on on both sides of the aisle, I'm telling you, man, this right here, that's why I tweeted out, don't get political, because they both suck. They literally both suck, both of them. Yeah, and you got so much nepotism that's going on up and down through everybody, all the way from the top, all the way down through a Senate staffer. Well, I know a couple Senate staffers I shouldn't talk shit about. Not all more like that. Some of them actually bust their ass and bust their hump to do that. But Jesus Christ, dude, talk about fiddling about. We're gonna launch an investigation. We're gonna launch an investigation to find out why he didn't do anything for, dude. Really? I don't know. Do we just like don't even care about how when they speak? Do we not want to have a presser anymore when it comes to the House and Senate when they want to have a discussion about it? Do they want to talk about? What's that?
Sorry, I had a big sniff. I meant to pause my mic.
Oh no,
so
you're good. You're good.
Hear me clear my nose.
Oh no, you did that. No big deal, man. No big deal. Go ahead, man. What were you saying? You were.
It's just. I look at politics and I hate because I don't want, I'm waiting for other things to talk about. But it's politics just are playing such a big part of our life because people need that. Not everyone's lucky like you being retired and me actually, being able to still work and everything. There's plenty of people that I know that are out of work, that can't work. They just, they can't, they can't telework. The auto mechanics, just everybody who can't open their shop, because even if they open their shop, no one's going to come because social distancing, and the fact that we can't just get our shit together. That people, and I know, and I'm very, sometimes I understand. I know I'm pretty naive. That the fact that I think and hope that the elected people of our government will actually live up to the words of their campaigns, live up to the words of their big speeches that get roaring applauses. Oh, this is amazing. That's awesome. I love this guy. I want him to, to marry my daughter type thing. And they can't and they won't. And it's the whole – you ever watch Mr. Smith Goes to Washington?
Yes.
That is – I remember I was telling my wife about it. It's one of my favorite, Jimmy Stewart movies. Because it makes me sad because it's exactly how Congress is. You get somebody who actually wants to go up and do something, and then they try to bring them down to their level, and I can't. It's sometimes you look at them all like Batman villains instead of actually like politicians and people with good hearts. Even though I'm sure there's some there that just never get the limelight because they only take the media only grabs the pieces of shit that are out there. That because they want to get in front of the camera because they want to keep rising up the ranks. They want to be the party whip. They want to then become the House Speaker. They want to be vice president and a congressman instead of a representative. They want to keep doing all these things instead of taking care of the people. Guess what? This isn't regular times where you can get away with that bullshit. This is time where people are – hell, I read stories all the time that CNN, MSNBC, Fox keep putting out over and over and over again about different people and different stories of everyone who is so struggling right now. There's a mother there's a mother of 5 or 4 who he goes nights without eating to make sure her kids can eat, and bless her heart. And I say that with like a real – like if any other ordained people can just think about this lady and bless her, that'd be great. Because bless her heart for taking care of her family, even though she can't work because she's not essential and she can't. But she's got to still find a way to get food, and unemployment, only does so much, and that many kids, there's only so much can happen. Yet the government officials, instead of arguing of how, hey, how much can we give where we're not like, killing our country for the next 10 years, which I can understand, but adding on, JFK Center didn't need this fucking money.
No.
Postal Service did not need this fucking money. They're still out there. They're still delivering mail, so apparently they're doing okay. OSHA didn't need this money. All these other people that I could read the whole entire list if you want, didn't need this fucking money.
Right. Well, I mean, you bring up a good point about some of these companies, what they're doing. The smaller companies that are stepping up and are trying to help. There's several companies out there, larger corporations, that have actually seen how messed up the government is and have taken it in their own initiative on their own to do the right thing. There's several companies out there. I mean, I'm just going to toss just a couple of stories. I don't want to like advocate for whatever. But there's a couple of companies out there, larger corporations, that have told their employees that they're going to get the month off. They're going to as long as this crisis lasts, you will still get paid. and and they're part of the essential mission essential personnel that's part of their company. Dude, Ford, exactly that, Adam. Man, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Ford is going to make 50,000 ventilators over the next 100 days to meet the demand for this. Ford. I mean, they can't build a truck for shit, but I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm just breaking balls for it.
No, true.
No. No, I've owned a Ford vehicle, and then they've done. There was a great. I had an F-250 and an F-150, not bad rigs. But yeah, they're gonna make 50,000 ventilators in the next 100 days, starting April 20th. And because I mean, obviously this is we're short, and it's got a partnership with GE Healthcare. And they're going to work with another Florida company, another small company to assist to build a simplified ventilator that doesn't require electricity to operate. Think about this. Doesn't require electricity to operate? Dude, Elon Musk is also planning on doing some stuff. We don't need, I don't think, has Ford ever taken Ford did take a bailout last time, right? Wish GM did.
You know what? I'm not 100. Hell, we bring up, think about the different people that are stepping up better than our, because I mentioned to you, Guy Fieri, he launched this National Restaurant Association, he's part of the National Restaurant Association. They launched a relief fund for restaurant workers that offer $500 grants to people. They can put towards housing, groceries, medical costs, and other living expenses. Granted, it's $500, but $500 goes a fucking long way when you have no fucking money and no fucking food. You have these people that are doing more. Hell, I'll give it to Bill Gates and the Zuck for at least putting up $25 million to help research this shit. Like, this is why when when companies ask for less regulation and stuff like that, we expect our government to do even better, to be even faster, to be more efficient.
I mean,
when Guy Fieri, the guy that people make fun of because he wears his shades on the back of his head and has a spiked up fucking hair and says, "Welcome to Flavor Town," and people make fun of him, yet he's out there making sure people can get at least $500. I mean, as of today, they've already they've already received 8.3 million donations towards its $100 million goal to help people. They're pushing this money out, and they have the numbers. They already have the numbers to show it. Here's how you qualify. It's easy enough. He had to work at a restaurant for 90 days. Primary sources, and then experience decreased in wages or job loss on or after March 10th. It's pretty simple. Hey, did you work at a restaurant? Yes. Is this what you do? Yes, this is what I do. Did you lose your job? Yes, because my company, my restaurant only does takeout now, which, hey, at least these companies the fucking Roadhouse down the road is doing the whole takeout thing. So at least some people are staying employed. It's better than nothing. I think when my disability check comes in tomorrow, I told my wife, said, we're going to go get that. We're going to go, because they have these deals, and I said, we're going to go patron them or somebody else to help, help these people out, because at least people are figuring out a way to stay open.
Right.
Fuck you, cruise lines. Maybe you what you should be doing? You should be, hey, we will help. How about you take some more cruises and help out, and we'll send these and you make medical ships out of them for now.
Right. Well, see, I was about ready to say.
We got one in LA and we got one in New York City.
Right.
What about sending one to Newport News?
Right. You noticed that? You noticed that too? Yeah, I was about ready to say, how come those cruise lines didn't turn their cruise ships into why don't we fly? Hey, okay, we'll give you
ship and go, hey,
we'll give you some bailout money, but here's what you're gonna need. We're gonna need 10 of your ships. And we're going to put all of the doctors and everybody short that can assist, and we're going to be putting them on cruise ships. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and make sure that I can see them getting bailout money. I can see them getting bailout if they're there for our cause. You know what I mean? That's basically you're paying for your services.
I mean, plenty of places are already like, hey, take our stadium. Hey, do this, do that. And I'll tell you what, the Corps of Engineers are kicking ass. Not only is General Seminai, who's been on MSNBC, like the perfect fucking example of how to train a leader to be on camera and to deflect and all this other thing. Like he's on point. I give him a lot of props, but the Corps of Engineers has stepped up big time. Hey, Carnival, give us 2 of your oldest ships and we will hook you up. Like, we'll hook you up to keep you going, and give these to the Corps of Engineers for a time so they can retrofit and they can refit it for medical, and we can put these in other places because the Navy only has, a couple of those, medical ships, but we could create one. Send one to Baltimore because they're gonna fucking need it. Send one to Newport News because in Virginia that's where most of the cases are down there, and then in Northern Virginia. So you send one to D.C. and then hey, in the West Coast, you send up to Washington because they need help up there too. Shazam! Corps of Engineers take care of the rest. You get paid rent or whatever you want to, whatever deal the government decides to make with you. You stay in business and you help people. No, you're gonna say your fat asses in Jamaica and go, when can we get any money? Fucking asshole.
You're peaking
There's so many things that people can do, that companies can do, that want to earn the American people's trust, that want to step up, that when we say, no regulation, so that, let the capitalism, do its course. Let the people who run these companies do their thing. And, they're either, some are stepping up, who you didn't think, Guy Fieri. Fucking awesome. Stepping up.
You just like the food aspect of it because he's a good cook and
him and the fact that he's helping out restaurant workers who are getting, like bartenders and restaurant workers, they're all out of work and they just gotta hope for a check and survive on ramen noodles for the longest time.
You're clipping, man. You're screaming in your mic. You're like peeking your shit. You're like everyone's like, okay. Oh man.
To be a part of the solution, to make it so I want to say, we don't need it, to make it where, we don't need the federal government because the private sector is stepping up. In some ways they are. Ways they are. I'm still waiting for people to go, hey, don't worry about your student loans for, I'm waiting for Navient or whatever that Sally Mae or whatever the fuck it's called now. Hey, don't worry about your student loans for like the next 2 months. We got you. We understand.
Right.
Like I'm waiting. I'm for like Verizon to go. Hey.
Well, believe it or not, there's Nissan. Nissan is saying, hey, if you're obviously out of work from this stuff, we'll take some. We'll help out here. Give us a call if you're affected by this. So they're not like freaking. What's that?
They're saying USAA did send out a message today going, hey, if you're having trouble paying your car insurance or whatever, don't worry. We're not going to charge a late fee and then we'll work with you or whatever. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like that's what companies should be doing, knowing that there's 35 million people out of work or something like that.
Right. Well, I mean,
I think we're at 32%.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, but General Motors, Hyundai, freaking Nissan, Ford, Infiniti, Kia have all said that we give us a call. We'll help you out. We'll work with you on this. There's some things obviously they're not going to be able to do, but damn, dude, frick, you should freaking exactly that. This is America. We should be doing this in ourselves. We shouldn't have to have the government do it. Who is really getting supported here when they're talking about this multi-trillion-dollar relief aid? Who is really getting it? Who is really getting it? I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I have not seen any small businesses hit us up. Go to contact@WTFNationRadio.com. Send us an email at that address if you're let us know that if this has affected you, and we'll follow a timeline. We'll follow your company. We'll see, hey, what's going on with this, what's going on with that, and we'll let it be known. We're not all just about fucking shit talking over a mic and then popping some memes. We can point you in the right direction, and we also can get some sort of accountability to somebody on how because no one's like you were saying to Flash, there is no site. If you need help, go to whatever.gov to help you out. None of that's been seen. It's just frustrating as shit. And you know what? We have screamed at each other already, and someone's getting close to the show. End of the show. I'm about to say, dude.
Time flies when we have a common cause.
I was about to say, bro. We were like, I don't. Yeah, exactly about the student loan stuff, man. Shit, I don't know. That's
killing all these these guys that have been out of college for 5-6 years that maybe are the entry level or whatever trying to make it, and they've been paying their loans, but man, some of those loans pack up, and then look what happened when you're not essential. All of a sudden you're SOL, and loan comes like, oh well, we're here to work with you on payment plans, not saying, hey dude, we're just going to tack it on, like, you know, I don't care if they said, hey, we're going to tack on 2 months onto your loan to help you out. Cool. That helps me out. But damn, nobody wants to. It's the ones that are making money, like you have to pay them or else like shit gets really bad. They're like, you're good. It's the ones that want your business or the ones that like want to help you out because it's part of it's like, you know, hey, don't forget we helped you guys out and, you know, buy Ford because we made ventilators and cool, whatever. It makes me want to buy Ford more. Kind of. Now, don't get too far. Makes me want to buy Ford a little bit more because it's like, damn, in people's time and needs, certain companies stepped up and certain companies didn't. And everyone's going to remember that. Problem is, some of these things like, you know, fucking Sally Mae or Navient or Nelnet or whatever the fucking thing is, you know, they don't need to step up until the government says something, which a lot of people are like, come on, like we could survive off of the $1,200 if $1,000 wasn't going to student loans because I was trying to do X, Y, and Z or whatever life choice I made, but because of no fault of my own and a fucking virus that I can't even see, I can't do my job for the next, I don't know, the standing order goes through, the social distancing goes through the end of April, and hell, I think in Virginia, Maryland, the stand down goes to June 10th.
Yeah, I'm about to say there's more than that. There's different states.
Unless it's been lifted, there is a clause that says can be lifted early. But right now, I think in Maryland and Virginia and DC was declared a national was able to declare a national emergency, but they're on lockdown until June 10th. That means no baseball, no concerts.
Yeah, dude.
Nothing.
I just want to know what's going on. I just want to know what's going on with the. We know we should have somebody. Maybe we should have the front desk reach out to somebody from the CDC to shoot the shit with us. Like,
that would be great to have somebody from the CDC. They actually give us like some real. Don't forget if you go to CDC.gov, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
They're on Twitter and everything. If you want to know the real information about COVID, don't go to CNN, don't go to Fox, don't go to MSNBC. Go to the CDC. Those guys over there, from a messaging standpoint and from just trying to keep everyone informed, are doing a great job. The U.S. Army is doing a really good job. I'll give them props for they've been pushing out a lot of good information about what's happening for soldiers and families of soldiers, stuff like that, and trying to answer as much. And you can always hit up their social media for questions because we have for a couple of COVID-related things. But the CDC is definitely a good one. Go to the source. They are the good guys. They're trying to do their best. Mad props to the CDC who are trying to get this under wraps because, Lord, this is a tough one. And when you have to deal with, you know, inept politicians and then people not being smart and staying home like they should. Hey, be boring for 2 months. You will survive this, and then you could go crazy. Man, just think about are we about to have the next boomer generation after this?
You're talking about.
In 9 months, is everyone going to be like having a baby?
No, because I think a lot COVID kids. I'll be honest with you. I think this is also the American people are realizing just how much teachers and care providers are doing that. Fuck them kids. They're not going to care two shits about having a kid. I mean, if they get pregnant, obviously. More power to them and wish them all the best. But I guarantee it. This is like one of those things where, look, can you right now in this environment be able to handle a child? I mean, because there are individuals that all of a sudden went from going from a normal structure of having childcare, going to work and all this other stuff, and now are quarantined with a toddler that will destroy your house and is demanding everything. Or what was it? It was Thursday. Baby Ice, what was it? Last Monday. It was last Monday, yeah, when Baby Ice came in here and he was like talking to me while I was on air. And then when we were doing our Saturday brunch show, me and CQ, we were actually doing just a tech check. And then the next thing you know, it became a Saturday brunch show. And then his kid came in there and started. So after all that stuff, I'll be honest with you, man. I love my kids. I love them to death. But damn, dude. Oh, my God. Is it a possibility that I would ever have a kid again? Ooh, man. You'd have to be hard pressed to man.
I already told my wife, I said the next election that comes up, I'm only going to be voting for politicians, and I will make sure to ask every politician in some way or fashion, will you vote to raise teacher wages because fuck they deserve it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Bless their hearts.
Yeah.
My son hopefully starts first grade next year. I told him, I said, I almost want to get like, hey, do you have a GoFundMe or a PayPal or something? So I just want to give you like an extra $100 just because
Exactly.
one, you're awesome. Two, my kid's an asshole and I know it.
I will help you. Exactly. I will help you pay for because some teachers don't have enough money for school
brought
supplies.
all the markers.
Right.
I brought all the brought all the markers. Take them all.
Yeah. You want some crayons? Here you go. Yeah. Exactly. You need some easel boards or something like that.
And here's a ton of hand sanitizer because these nasty kids
exactly
are grubby and everything.
Yeah.
They keep touching things and sticking in their faces. And one kid licked the railing over there. Bless your heart. Here's tissue. All the tissue. All the tissue.
Yep. Exactly.
My kid will be bringing cookies every fucking Friday. Miss So-and-so, my dad Flash says, you're awesome, and here are cookies.
Right,
and
exactly.
if you have another preference, let him know. He'll learn how to bake it.
That really. Anyways, we're going to we're going to go ahead and take off.
Get really, really, really drunk and stay home.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to because we're doing social distancing.
Right. Guns,
Depending
beer.
where you're at,
exactly.
fucking stay at home.
Guns, beer, and teachers' wages. That's right. That's a lot of this thing from. We're gonna have to go ahead and we're gonna again just have to relook it. So when somebody in the medical community, nurse, doctor, they more money, or anybody that's been involved that has to be out of the trucking industry, food industry. Yeah. Dude. Oh, as a matter of fact, I support. Don't use Grubhub. Use Speedwaiter. Use Uber Eats.
Saw that in my neighborhood today.
Yeah. Use those delivery and help support because those drivers that are out there delivering that chow are also taking a risk too. So kick them an extra coin on that. I tip like everybody knows that I like eating B-dubs on Sundays. So we had B-dubs on Sunday. We called in some food delivery. They delivered. We got our B-dubs and then we were good to hook. Except, of course, I already had my Tecate already at the house, so I didn't have to worry about ordering beer. But now Texas delivers beer, so
fuck yeah, they do.
So support your food delivery services and make sure you tip those drivers an extra tip. Just saying, more what you get.
Throw in an extra 10 spot.
Yeah, oh yeah,
throw
dude.
an extra on top of that.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Especially if you get a check and like you're one of people like me that won't need it. Fucking help somebody else out.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a quick question because I know we're getting really, really close. This is a big theory question. Because have all these people who can work from home and all these people who realize that they don't need to buy this and buy that, do you think this virus will change in a small part how the American culture is?
Yeah. I'm surprised. There was a video of a dude spitting on people in a grocery store and somebody came across the top deck and bitch slapped his ass to the ground. Yeah. Americans are now going to start saying, hey, look, standing at the just being a fucking casual observer is done now. I have a feeling individuals need to step up. It's about time. Our society's already started, especially you dudes, man. You need to start fucking stepping up and doing man shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's too much right now. What we're seeing is that people are just passively watching shit go by, and nah. But anyways,
I agree. I think this is going to change. More people are going to say, "Hey, boss, I don't understand why I can't telework a couple days a week." I think this is going to drastically change American culture and how we do everything from eating out, working from
working from home.
Where we find where businesses really thrive and who's really out to help us and be a part of our community and not just take our money.
And who is essential now? Because you got to think about it that too. Now what you're doing is you're now providing.
Does your company think you're essential?
Right. Because now what you're looking at, Flash, is now you're looking at this new shift in our culture of what is a company now can consider. Who are they going to have? Who's important? I'm like, you know what? I didn't need those guys anyways if they're at home. I just have to hire just maybe one or two more people and can the other 8. Yeah, that's the fucking dynamic that we're gonna have to look at. Again, I'm not a small business owner, so I would recommend any small business owners shoot us a contact and we'll give you. Hey
Fred, if you're listening, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we will we would love to see what the impact is and all this, and that we'll write a timeline to it. We'll parallel the timeline to it to see, because this is important. Doors are essential. That's right. At any rate, okay, we're gonna have a guest coming on. Oh, shit. Well, I'll wait till later. I'll wait till the next cut sheet. With that was kind of like I'm not gonna worry about it because on the cut sheet I'm not gonna brief it. 6th April. 6th April, we're gonna have. All right, y'all been talking about the we all laugh and make fun of those earplug things, right? We're gonna have a lawyer who's actually doing this stuff that also talks about working against the lawsuit to get this 3M earplugs shit knocked out. The way it's been shared on the media and overshared in shame, just kind of like that stupid Tiger fucking dude right now. Because I really am getting tired. Already within, I don't know, since that show's released, I'm already tired of those fucking memes. Only because everyone sends me the memes. Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this! I'm sure you get them too. John Coleman is a veteran currently working with the Daniel law firm. They're helping veterans with this 3M lawsuit earplug. So I'm gonna pick his brain. We're gonna talk about this lawsuit to see if it's legit, because everyone makes fun of it. Everyone talks. We want to get some stuff, and he's gonna come on and put his name on the line to say, yeah, this is what's going on. This is what we're doing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm kind of curious to see, because when I retired, I got some hearing loss, and the Army said that no, you didn't, even though we tested you not having it, and we know you got this, but 0%. Yeah, but I can't hear in one. Yeah, 0%. There's no way you doing what you did caused your hearing loss. Okay. So, and you know what? We wore those earplugs, those black and yellow ones. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting, going back and forth with this. And then we're gonna have Mark Baker come back on. Private Murphy, he's gonna come back on. Charlie Mike, to shoot the shit on 21 April. So he didn't make today's cut sheet, but it's okay. If y'all don't remember Charlie Mike or Private Murphy, Mark Baker came on a few weeks ago, a few months ago actually, to shoot the shit, and me and Spanky were like all flabbergasted and fangirling because we were reading Private Murphy back in the day when he was in the Army Times. So we want to give him another shout out. And anyways, is he going to be on my show? Wait, when is the 21st? What date does the 21st fall on? I think that might be CQ's show. That might be a CQ show. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's CQ's first. Oh, it's CQ's first guest. Dun, dun, dun. CQ's first guest. Okay, so this time everyone's gonna go ahead and gather around CQ's show on April 21st, so he can have his first guest. It's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. So, we're rooting for you, CQ. No pressure.
No pressure, but you fail.
Exactly.
You might be looking at your own unemployment.
Anyways, oh man, I remember when I had my first guest. At any rate, y'all have a good night.
Back in 1992.
Yeah, exactly. Back in WW-NOM. Me and Flash. Yeah, we had Mark Baker on. Do you work?
We love you, everybody. Stay safe. Okay?
Do you work here? Y'all have a good night.
Not anymore.
Yeah, exactly. We're out. Shots and watch the mitts. Space Force.
intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. They say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport, now sit back, relax, and watch us through the hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planets of America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now we'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. Though critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum, ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space Force.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But